Today is an important day for us. It's a youth intake. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Turmoil Tranmere with me, GWFM. We're on episode 11 of season 3, and today we're going to be looking at the youth intake. But before we get into that, I just want to ask you, who do you think is the biggest prospect going in world football at this moment in time? Let us know in the comments. So here we are on the day of the youth intake. I've not seen any of these players yet. What it says here is, we've got all this, promoted to the youth candidate team. We've got every reason to be excited about Cal Coyne. That sounds good, but I'm not saying it's going to be 5-star. It's not saying like he's going to be a world beater or anything like that. But enough jibber jabber G. Let's just get into these youth candidates. You know what? It's not a bad selection if I'm being completely honest with you. So I think I might have a look at these in depth. We'll start off obviously with the best one, which is Cal Coyne. I don't think that's a bad overall rating. We'll have a look at him. Oh, look at that. He is a winger slash striker, but looks like he's more of a striker. 16 finishing. It's crazy paving to go with the composure of 11. Pace could be a little bit quicker, but I think that's something that could definitely be worked on. He's 16 years old, of course. He's nearly 17, to be fair. I say nearly 17. He's miles off being 17. It's because I'm thinking like the age, when it's like 15-year-old and they turn 16 in in like August sort of time. But yeah, he's one of the oldest in the year, in the school years, as it were. He's off the ball's decent as well. Work rate's good as well. Determination's only 9, but it's still something that could be tutored, I reckon. Yeah, I'm very happy with this guy, if I'm being completely honest. So let's get him signed up. And by the way, this is an approach that the Northman takes. I do like this, where he basically offers him a full-time contract as maximum years he can, and then adds a clause to optional contract extension by the club. I think this is absolutely genius. It means you get him on like a 5-year deal for about 110 quid. They might reject it. This guy hasn't, but you can just up it like by 10 quid and they'll accept it. That's what I found anyway. So he's getting straight in the baskets, and yeah, very happy with him. Next one on the list is a defensive midfielder slash centre midfielder, and it is Sam O'Connor, who's got a decent first touch, has to be said. I'm looking for ball winners and box to box. He's probably not suited to either at the moment. He's got a low determination. That's maybe something we can try and work out of his game. He's got good decisions. He's a good leader as well. It's the second one of two that I've had so far. It's had decent leadership, decent vision. To be fair, aggression. I do like an aggressive player. Left-footed as well, so it balances it out a little bit as well. Needs a lot of work, but I think he could have a future here. So I'm going to go ahead and sign him. His birthday's in December, so yeah, do the same again, full time, maximum years, adds the optional contract extension by us. It's so much better, suggests, and he agrees as well, which is fantastic. Very excited for these prospects. Lee Kennedy, I do actually know Lee Kennedy, which is kind of surprising, and he would probably be best seen as a defender in my opinion, although you might argue with it being a striker. Very aggressive when I first look at him. Determination's not bad, to be fair. Teamwork's decent. A lot of like 8s kicking about, and especially in the mentals. Physically, he's not bad. 6'3" as well. Jumping reach is 13. I don't think he's as good as Ward in terms of his potential, but he definitely could have a future. Tackling needs some work, but as a central defender, I don't think he's a bad option. So I'm definitely going to offer him a contract. With a chance to maybe eventually make it to the first team. I'm quite buoyed by these first couple of players. Hopefully, we'll get to a few attacking players maybe. But we've got the next one, which is Mick Nowakowski. He's not really. He could probably be retrained into these positions, but he's either footed as well. So he's unambitious, which is a bit of a shame. He's not the quickest, but quick enough. Decent at crossing, to be fair. Technique needs a lot of work. A lot of all his technicals do need a lot of work, so it remains to be seen whether he will be getting signed on. I don't know. I might just sign him on a normal youth contract for now. He is only 15, but he needs a lot of work. He's got some decent attributes, but I'm just going to sign him on a standard youth contract for 2 years and reevaluate him at the end. The next player, I'll probably only look at the next 2 players. Henry Gibrin, which is this guy here, is a left back. a very slow one. Well, he's decent off the mark, but slow overall pace. But yeah, he's got some ability. I think he's worth a standard youth contract and reevaluate in a couple of years' time. And then Nicky Webb we'll look at finally, who is a winger, left-footed as well. And he's got some ability. Again, he's determined. Spirited is his personality. I'm not entirely sure if that's good or bad. Not the quickest, but it's definitely got some decent starting attributes. So I think he's definitely going to be one that's going to get a youth contract and again reevaluate in a couple of years. Don't think I really need to look at anyone else. I'm just gonna hover over them. If anything stands out, I might just stop. He looks average, not really any future. Riley, again, decent physicals for a defender, but the heading of 5, that's going to be not the best, and strength of 6. It's going to take him a while to get up there. And yeah, this is the kind of thing I'm going to try and start doing. Is not just signing people for the sake of it, because what's the point? He's not actually that bad for a goalkeeper, I'm tempted to sign him on. He's professional. You know what? The fact that he's got a professional personality, and his determination's decent, and his reflexes are good, and handling, and one-on-ones to some degree is decent. I think this guy could potentially have a future, so I'm going to sign him on just on a youth contract and see how he progresses. I think it's definitely worth doing with him. Oliver Brock, yeah, not the best. Doherty, again, decent flair. Couple of decent mentals, but his technicals aren't the best, so I'll leave him. Grant Rogers, again, similar sort of story. Technicals let him down massively, and some of his mentals aren't the best, but yeah, he's not that bad, to be fair, for a left back. Quite quick, naturally fit. I might have a look at these guys later on. You've got Michael Gray, who's fairly professional, but again needs a lot of work in the middle of the park, and I need box-to-box and ball winners, and I just don't think he's going to be able to do it, if I'm honest with you. Again, I might just offer. No, I don't think I'll be offering him. They're only 2-star, no point. And these are the last two. A little bit of pace, nothing much else. And Terence Davis, the last one of the list. Don't look bad mentally for 15 years old, but unfortunately, you look at across it's like maximum 1.5 star. It is not worth it. So we will not be keeping him on neither. 10s across the board for the pace, composure and finishing, which I didn't think was bad. What's his off the ball? 11. Let us know what you think in the comments. Would you sign him on even though his star rating is so low? It seems a bit low to say that what he's got. I mean, he doesn't really need to mark or anything, but for your striking options, I don't think he's that bad, to be fair. But anyway, that's going to be the youth candidates. We are 8 minutes in, so I'm probably just going to make this a short youth candidates and a bit of news episode, if you like. So other things that I want to tell you. Yeah, first of all, we didn't get Derek Langley. He opted to stay at Hartlepool. I tried to sign him afterwards and he said no. So never mind. But we got Henk Grimm instead. Nowhere near as good. Got a wide range of knowledge. I mean, I don't think he had any of this lot beforehand, but most of this lot he had. So I thought it was worth getting for that reason. Plus he's got 14s across the board, just like the rest of them really. That's about roughly what we are. And we're top of the scouting list in terms of the league once again. That's it only in terms of the staff since last time I joined. The other guys did join, of course. I showed you them last time. Congolo has signed as well. I did actually forget to show you that. All transfers. Here he is, Rodney Congolo. Just back up really, more than 22 years old. One other massive bit of news. We've got Southampton for next season as an affiliate. They're not paying us any money, which is the sole reason why I asked for one. But they have got a really good academy, and I'm really looking forward to some decent loanees coming through. I know I said to avoid loanees, but if they're going to come free of charge and are very good, who am I to say, sod off? While we're here, job security is very secure. It's very, very nice indeed that we're not under any pressure anymore. There's a reason for that, which I'll get into now, which is the schedule. And yeah, I say reason why is because of this. Last time we joined us, the emphatic 8-4 loss in the FA Cup. It was such a good game that I had a great laugh editing that. It took us ages, but just to try and fit into not have it too long. But yeah, before that, with a 3-2 win against Rotherham, which is like a massive win because I think we were losing. Yeah, we were losing 2-1. We were 1-0 up for ages. Then around the hour mark, they got 2 goals to go 2-1 in front, and then Callum Gribbin and Lavatory saved the day. And yeah, 3-2 win, massive win of course. Then we had a home game, against Carlisle. Shrek scored the only goal of the game. It was a very tight affair, really. Not many chances in terms of highlights. I think there was only 2 all game. Unfortunately, that was one of them, and we got a goal. Then, disappointingly, we threw away. We got a late goal to go ahead 1-0, and then they got a late equaliser literally 2 minutes before the end. I literally just changed all my tactics to be more defensive and everything, and as soon as I did that, literally the very next click, they had a highlight and scored from it, so I had to change it all again, but nothing came of it. Callum Gribbin getting the goal. And then last time out, we played against Portsmouth, and we went 1-0 down, and despite going at 10 men, thanks to Buxton getting his second yellow card, we pushed on. I changed it up a little bit in terms of the tactic just to go a bit more direct, and we managed to get a reward. Callum Gribbin rounded off a good team move, counter-attacking move, and we got a 1-1 draw, from the clutches of loss. Escape from the jaws of victory or whatever, but the opposite way around, you know what I mean. So yeah, the next couple of games I've got is Fleetwood, Swindon, etc, etc. I said I was going to come back for Oldham. I think that's probably going to be still the case. I owe them one, and it is another relegation rival, because if we look at the competitions, we're not home and dry just yet. We're 6 points clear. Gillingham are the team that currently occupy the 4th spot in terms of the relegation slots. But I think another 3 wins from the last 13 games, it should be doable, right? Should be, but I mean, based on his early form, then it wouldn't happen. But just look at his form again, go to the schedule, and you look at it, I wish you could zoom out even more. This is the early stages here, this stage here, we had 1 win in the first, 12, 13 games or something daft. And then we've done really well since to get ourselves out of it. I had to change things around, I had to go to a more attacking, I'll score more goals than I'll score more goals than you will sort of tactic. And yeah, we found ourselves in the lofty heights of 16th, so I'm very pleased with that. I don't think there's anything else really to tell you. I think the only other thing is finances. Finances are looking okay. We're still above £1 million. It looks like we're going to finish, I reckon, the season in the black, which is amazing, considering the last couple of years, as you can see here. And then hopefully we can build on that. Obviously, we've got more or less most of the team from this season going into next year in terms of the decent loanees, and it remains to be seen whether we're going to be able to strengthen the team, i.e. in terms of the loanees from Southampton. But we'll just have to wait and see. We'll have to play it by ear. But yeah, very, very happy with how this season seems to be going. Like I said, 13 games to go, 16th position. I think we've got every chance of staying up. 3 wins, I think, we should see is with enough. And who knows? 13 points off the playoffs. It's doable, but it's not really. So I think it's a case of trying to aim for mid-table finish and take it from there. But I think that's all I'm really going to be able to tell you. So that is it, guys. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm sorry there's not been a game on this particular episode. I just thought it would be quite neat just to see what the youth intake was like, and it turned out to be pretty decent in my opinion. I'm buoyant that at least 3 of them have got a potential future, if I can get them into the team basically. But it's a case of we do need a left midfielder, I think, other than Callum Gribbin, because Smith Rowe just seems to be a bit turd, so I reckon he'll probably just see out his contract and go unless someone comes in for him in the summer. Because looking at the players, there's only 1 player wanted. Surprisingly, I didn't even realise that. I thought we were going to be like a loanee wanted. But Norwich are actually after George McEachran. But I can't even... I don't know. He don't fit into the current system. But I think he's got a future. I think if we get him... I've got him on another 2 years after this season. Get his determination up and get him, playing somewhat, it might be able to become a box-to-box midfielder because his natural fitness and stamina isn't bad, 13 and 11, but it's looking like, most of the players will end up getting let go on the end of the contract because the likes of Correa's not getting a look in now, and he's out of contract in the summer. Devante Jacobs is another, he's out on loan. Devine Green he's out of contract at the end of the year, and for how much love for him, I don't know whether it's keep him on. He's on £1,200 a week, which is a lot for a player that's not really featuring, although he's not done bad, to be fair to him. But yeah, anyway, I've rambled on for far too long. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Regardless, if you have, want to go ahead and press that like button. If you'd like to see more, feel free to subscribe, and then hopefully join us for the next one against Oldham. Get revenge on them, kick their ass, chew some bubblegum, and I'll see you then. Bye bye.